is ticking, to buy that chocolate and make those dinner reservations for Valentine's Day. Or you could just make the dessert yourself and impress your honey. We have Casey Hickey here, the founder and executive chocolatier at 20 Degrees Chocolates, live in the studio. It is so nice to meet you, Casey.
Good to meet you as well, Christine.
What are you going to teach us how to make, first of all?
I'm making a Highlander pot de crème, and pot de crème is just a French word for a custard.
Okay.
And this is a chocolate custard because I'm a chocolatier, and it's actually, I'm going to get started.
Now, should someone be intimidated by the idea of making chocolate themselves?
No, and this is actually because it's a pudding, and I'm doing it a simpler way where we temper the eggs with the heavy cream instead of baking it in the oven, which is many recipes require that you put this in a water bath, and then it just starts to get messy and a little tricky. So this is a
something
simpler
that
version.
You can do at home.
You'll see. We're going to be done. I'm heating my milk and my cream right now. When the bubbles form around the edges, we slowly. Do you mind holding the edge of this bowl while I whisk?
Not at all.
Just hold it sturdy.
Okay.
And we're going to, what we're doing is we're calling tempering our egg mixture.
Okay.
If I dumped all the cream in here, I would scramble my eggs.
Cook it. Okay.
So we're going to start here, and we're going to go right back into the pan. Thank you. And I hate to get your
don't
messy.
get it dirty.
All right,
girl.
we're going to go back in the pot and whisk as we pour it back in.
Okay, so you only put about a couple scoops.
Just because we're going to put it all back in here together, and then we start to stir with a wooden spoon.
Okay.
And all we're looking for is to get this so that our eggs get to 165 rather than temping it, because not everybody has a thermometer. We're looking for the mixture to get a little thick and to coat the back of the spoon so that when you draw a line through, it holds that line.
Gotcha.
And that tells you that you've gotten your custard consistency, and I'm ready to pour this into my chocolate. I have two kinds of chocolate and my scotch.
I'm just going to tip it here. So maybe
Woo!
Hi. See it at home.
That's okay.
We're making a mess and making lots of noise.
That's fun, though.
So there are your chocolates.
And we're going to just pour this through a sieve. So if we did scramble a little bit, that's okay. We're going to sieve that right out. Thank you. And we're going to let this sit for about a minute.
Okay. Don't touch it?
Don't touch it because we want to let the cream actually get in there and melt the chocolate a little bit. So we're just going to, and see, we do have a little bit of schmutz in there, but that's okay because we sieved it out. We'll turn off the burner.
Okay.
And then I am going to, you can do this by hand. If you have a stick blender or an immersion blender, it's a lot easier. And so we're just going to go in there, burp your blender.
So this is an immersion here.
Yeah, a lot of people have, and this is a more industrial one, but a lot of people have these at home. You stick it in there, and when you want to tilt it in so you get the air bubbles out, and we call that burping it. You make a lot of noise. And it's going to come together pretty quick.
Yeah. And what are we looking for when it comes to just mixing it all or the consistency?
Fully incorporated.
Okay.
And we really won't get the consistency until it is set up in the fridge.
Sure.
So another mess.
Okay, we're getting short on time here.
I'm gonna pour this through my sieve again. And strain out any little bits of chocolate.
And then it's going to be ready to be poured into
And it's ready to pour into these ramekins. I recommend that you put them in a tray so when you have to take them to the fridge, you're not carrying one at a time. Here's our finished result. We let it set up in the fridge.
Okay.
We garnish it with a little freshly whipped chantilly cream, which is just whipping cream, vanilla, and sugar.
And then you have to have one of these super tiny spoons.
No, they're just fun. They're just fun. That's a little Dennytoss.
Look at this. Oh, this looks delicious.
Yeah, and we named it the Highlander because we actually have a truffle at the shop that it's a single malt scotch with milk chocolate. Hence the name of the Highlander pot de crème. You can substitute darker chocolate, Chambord if you don't like scotch, Cointreau.
And tell us really quickly where 20 Chocolates are.
20 Degrees Chocolates is at Petit Philippe. We're the in-house chocolatier on Selwyn Avenue at Colony. So come see us. We have lots of special things for Valentine's Day.
Thank you, Casey, for coming on. We'll be back right after this break. This looks yummy.